In 1673 Mexico, a woman drowned her two children after her husband left her for another man. Since then, she has been cursed to walk the earth as La Llorona, the weeping woman, who claims the souls of many children in order to attempt to replace the ones she took. In 1973, La Llorona becomes focused on Chris and Sam Garcia, the offspring of a police widow social worker named Ana Garcia. With nowhere else to turn, Ana must call upon the services of a former priest turned spiritual shaman named Rafael Oliveira in order to rid herself of the curse of La Llorona. So, yeah, this is set in the Conjuring universe, like, well, pretty much most movies are nowadays, apparently. Anyway, this actually ties into the first Annabelle movie. The priest that appears in that, Father Perez, actually appears briefly in this movie. He's basically a former co-worker of Oliveira. Oliveira was a priest, but then he left and became a, quote, spiritual shaman or mystic expert. He still believes in God, but he doesn't agree with the, basically, chain of command of the church for matters of this nature. For calling on exorcism, you think you need to get right to it. You can't just drag your feet and, well, go through red tape. So, yeah. Basically what happens is Ana Garcia is making a social work call, and she finds these two kids locked in a closet with burn marks on their arms. And they're taken into custody. They're at basically the Child Protective Services place. And they disappear, and their bodies are found in the river. And the mother is accused of murder, but the mother says, no, Ana brought La Llorona upon them, so now I am ordering La Llorona to come upon you, basically, to come upon Ana. And that's what brings the targeting through. And yeah, that does unfortunately pay off, and just not in a very satisfying way. In fact, I would say most of this movie is just not in a very satisfying way. There are some good parts in this. The actor who played Father Rivera, I forget who is it. He's on Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, but he's all right. He's pretty good in that. I really wish he was in this movie more. Unfortunately, he's only in it like a couple of bits. Like, here's the weird thing: like, he's in it, and there's parts like he's inspecting the woman with the boys earlier. He's inspecting her apartment, but he doesn't really get called upon until about 3/4 of the way through the film. Exactly. It's like they really stretched. This is really padded out. I don't think they really had enough material to cover it out for a whole movie. I mean, this thing is 90 minutes long, but it feels like it really should have been like a 60-minute TV special, because that's just how much material there is, unfortunately. There's just a lot of kind of dragging their feet, and there's a lot of subplots that go nowhere. Like, Ana has some sort of like rivalry with another social worker who's stealing her cases and trying to get up the chain of command. And like I said, Ana is a recently her husband was a police officer who was killed in the line of duty, and it seems like it's been a year or so since then, and she's taken on this big workload because she needs to support her kids. And again, that just kind of doesn't really go anywhere. And there's actually some other bits too, because when La Llorona grabs you, it leaves those burn marks, like I said, on your arm, and everyone gets it, including Ana's kids, who basically, when they find the bodies of the two boys earlier, Ana has to bring her kids along to the place, but she leaves them in the car. But her son Chris encounters La Llorona in the tunnel, and there's actually kind of a weird jump scare where La Llorona teleports through a fence, and yeah, torments them in the car, and that brings them on that attention to them as well. So yeah, I know I'm kind of all over the place on this, so I'm trying. But yeah, and then nothing really comes through of it. And then La Llorona starts popping up in the Garcia house. At one point, she pushes Chris down the stairs. Chris sprains his wrist, and this brings a social work call on it because they have to do that. And again, goes nowhere. And then, like I said, there are a couple of other decent scenes in this movie. There's a scene where Sam, the little girl, is out in the rain. She's carrying an umbrella, and when she lowers her umbrella, La Llorona actually appears through the umbrella. But then when she lifts it up, like La Llorona's got, it's actually a pretty cool effect. But yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of where the interest ends. Like I said, there's just not enough material for a big feature-length movie for this. There's just a kind of a lot of a nothing that happens in between. Overall performances are all right. Like I said, the actor who plays Rivera, let me look this up because it's just going to... Raymond Cruz, that's his name. Raymond Cruz as Rivera is pretty good. Linda Cardellini as Anna Garcia is pretty good. The kids are surprisingly decent. They don't really ham it up or get annoying. But yeah, again, that's just kind of the best I could say. They're not annoying. So, overall, I am going to give The Curse of La Llorona a D. Like, I can't say it was truly terrible, but I can't really recommend going to see it. Like, this is a watch if there's really, really nothing else on. I mean, watch any of the other Conjuring Universe movies. I mean, heck, even watch the first Annabelle, which I've heard is not that good. So, yeah, I would recommend that over this. So, make of that what you will.
Friday, it's premiere night on ABC, and they're tearing up the governor's mansion.
Ripping up the floorboards.
And searching for a pot of gold on Benson. Next, Diana faces a turning point.
How do you say no to a face like that?
It's career versus kid.
I can't get away from work.
I could write you a note. Say you're sick.
I'm a big girl now. Then check out Jane Fonda, Alan Alda, and Walter Matthau in Neil Simon's California Suite.
Okay, trailer time, and yeah, we got at least one, possibly two. I mean, other than that, though, unfortunately, we got a bunch of the same ones again. So, first one is our new one. It's Anna. This is a new action-packed thriller, Luc Besson film. So it's going to be in the vein of things like Léon le Professionnel and La Femme Nikita, and you know, technically he wrote Taken and the Transporter films. So yeah, again, I think you know what that you're getting into there. After that, we have Dark Phoenix again. Then Ma again. That's the Octavia Spencer movie where she starts obsessing over a group of teenagers who she lets throw keggers in her basement. Then we have Rocket Man. That's the Elton John biopic. Brightburn. That's the James Gunn, not Superman movie. Then Shaft again. And then we had Annabelle Creation. I don't know if I've had that one before or not, but Annabelle Creation, aka the third in the Annabelle theory. Well, third in the Annabelle. Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, the next video up after this is going to be the Wolverine by Chris Claremont and Frank Miller review. And then after that, it's Avengers Endgame. So, yes, I have purchased my advance ticket. I have it all ready to go, so should be able to get that up. Don't know exactly what mood I'm going to be in. It starts at 6, but it's 3 hours long, and there's an intermission. So, yeah, I might be kind of out of it by the end. I'll try to get it out as soon as I possibly can. See you all next time. Hey guys, check out my Patreon and see how you can request a movie for me to review, even if it's some stinker like A Dog's Way Home or the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Also, if you like what you see, give the video a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell.